introduce you to Ace. Ace, let's get money. Cash flow.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Indika Powell, aka Ace Cash, the certified public accountant, and we're back with a new episode of Cash Flow. I got Dibs, the owner of the Resident Group. All right, man, we are really excited to come back at you and tell you about how you can get your cash flow going, how you can make the right investments, or just grow your business. All right. So, we took a little break, but we're back and we're really excited. I'm going to get into our next segment, which is the MVP Credit Score Capital Corner. All right. So since we got Dibs here, I'm going to talk to you and educate you guys about hard money lending. All right. That's where somebody who doesn't necessarily want to work through the banks can go to a private investor and get money. Now, because of the risk and because of the short term, the short term of the loan, there's going to be higher interest rates. All right. But these people also are securing their money with the residential property that you're going to be investing in. So you may see stuff as low as 7%, or even as high as 20%. All right. So when you are thinking about getting into real estate, you may be thinking you might have to build your network of hard money lenders in order to make that move. All right. And then we'll be right back with Dibs.
The idea of starting a new business is exciting, but one will have to go through lots of obstacles before it turns into reality. Financial decisions made on the early stages of forming the business will dictate whether the venture will succeed or fail. But with Pettis, we'll help your business maximize in profits while minimizing your tax burden. We'll help you weigh the pros and cons of each financial decision you will take. We'll also form your business and set you up with free accounting software to help you keep track of your income and expenses. Don't risk making a mistake. Contact Pettis LLC, your full-service accounting firm in Detroit, for practical advice that will help you make the best decisions for your new business.
Hey guys, all right, we're back. Man, I'm so excited. We got us a real estate agent who is doing it big in the Detroit area. Matter of fact, he contacted me to get on this show because he's serious, all right? So Dibs, man, first I want to thank you for coming by, and let's get right into it, man. What made you go into entrepreneurship?
It was really out of necessity. I was working at a job for 3 or 4 years. Felt like I was safe. Came in one day, they said, "Hey, you ain't got your job no more."
Wow.
You ain't got your job. I went home that day to my wife, my 6-month-old daughter, and say, "Hey, I got fired today." It was a hard time. And I had to figure out what I was going to do because, I lost a high-paying job. I didn't complete college, and I had a wife and a daughter to take care of. So I had to figure out something. I couldn't just sit on my hands and, collect the unemployment check. That's just not the type of person I am. So I got on Google. I got on Google and I researched. I said, what can I do without a degree, without much education, that makes a lot of money? And a couple Google searches later, I came across Mark flips homes like his hair is on fire. I was actually on World Star when I saw that video. It was a video about wholesaling houses.
Okay.
Assigning contracts. And what wholesaling is when you get a property under contract, you agree to purchase a property from a homeowner. And then you assign that contract to somebody or find an end buyer.
Okay.
For either what's called a finder's fee or an assignment fee. So if I buy your house for $10,000, say I get it under contract for $10,000, I've got somebody on this side that wants to buy that same house for $20,000 or some other odd number of money that covers what I offered you,
right,
and puts a little cash in my pocket.
Okay.
They still getting a good deal.
Right.
So I figured, I can do that. It's a lot harder than it sounds.
I'm sure.
I got into it. I started going to investors meetings. And when I really got into the thick of it, a lady by the name of Wendy Patton, she pulled me aside and she said, She was like, hey, I can teach you how to do this and, make some real money. You just got to give me $6,000 first. Now, mind you, I'm living on unemployment checks. I don't have $6,000 to give to this lady. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Do you have any other advice? She says, go get your real estate license. I took her word for it. I took my unemployment check that Friday that I got. Called Marvin, was like, I had a plan. Like, called Marvin up, took my unemployment check, and went on Groupon. It just so happens that the real estate, the 48 pre-licensure course at that time, they were short on agents. There was nobody in real estate back in 2011 when I took this class. So I got it on Groupon for $29.
Nice.
They were having classes at the Concord Inn. In the meanwhile, I picked up a little warehouse job to kind of make ends meet. I was working Monday through Friday, and I went to real estate school on Saturday for 10 hours a day. So for 4 straight Saturdays, 10 hours. Took the test that following Saturday, passed it on the first try. Signed up with a local brokerage and started selling houses. That's the whole story, really, how I got started.
All right. So being into it now, a lot of entrepreneurs do find themselves in a situation where it's out of necessity. Mm-hmm. I think that it's probably 50-50 where some people just say, you know what, it's time for me to make a move. But some people it's just like, I don't have any other option. I got to get out here and hustle and create something. And so that's wonderful that you were able to overcome that issue. And that's what people got to remember, man. It's not always going to be the path you think it is. Right? And then I like the fact that you went to Google and found out where can I make some money. You was like, you classified it. You said without an education, right? Without a degree, and I can get in and I can start making money. And then I also liked how when the lady approached you and said, "This is my course price," you wasn't like, "Damn, I gotta figure out." You was just like, "No, you got something, but do you have something else for me?"
Right.
And so what you gotta understand, people, is that opportunities, you gotta make your own opportunities, which is what you did. So from the time that you kind of, got the license, what was that path to getting to where, okay, I'm building my confidence, I'm building my book of business? What was that journey like?
So it was tough. I'm a 22-year-old real estate agent. Ain't nobody gonna listen to this little boy about selling their $250,000 house.
The stigma.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but that's an objection that I had to overcome, and I had to learn how to do it really quick. What I noticed is that my face-to-face, my sales game, I had no experience in sales. I figured if I had a product you wanted, you would just, hey, I got it. Here it is. Let me sell your house. You want to buy a house? That's how I used to approach it.
Right.
with no type of skill, no type of tact. But as I kept educating myself, going courses, reading books, I got better. I got better at selling. I got better at negotiating. I got better at operating my real estate, my real estate license as a business as opposed to it being my side hustle.
Exactly.
How I was going to feed my family.
Okay.
Once I started doing that, things just clicked. I found a marketing strategy that worked for me. I found my sales pitch that started working for me. I started building an authentic audience on all my social media pages. Really taking it step by step as far as finding capital, finding what my lane was and my target audience, identifying all those things. As a business professional, those were things that I just had to do, and at the time I didn't know that's what I was doing.
Right.
But everything I did had a name and it had a label.
Exactly.
So it was a tough process, and my wife, she's still getting used to it. As far as a commission check instead of weekly income, like I was having worked a factory job that paid you every week.
Right.
You go to work the week before for however many hours, and that's what you got paid for that next Friday. in real estate, I got a house. I got one house that I've been working on a year. I got another house that I've been working on for a month, and they're gonna close at the same time. But those checks, that you get such a large sum of money at one time.
Yeah.
As opposed to the steady checks, that still would have been. I would never would have been able to make that much money working that set amount of hours in a job.
Right.
So I mean, all that just made it easier to kind of like, all right, this is where my focus is going to be, building this business up, starting to automate processes, starting to document what I'm doing, so that who comes up after me when when I start hiring other agents or admin and staff, will know exactly what to do, even if I'm not there.
No, I mean, what you're talking about is building the systems, and that's really important that you start to have a plan, because you are trying to get away from I'm doing all the work to being able to leverage yourself.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back with more from Dibs.
Hey, welcome to Thinkers Co-working Spaces, located on Jefferson and Chalmers. Hey, give us a call at 313-728-5662 or 313-850-3703. We have all the space that you need. Weddings, baby showers, meetings, you name it, we got it. We aim to please, or look us up at thinkerscoworkingspaces.com or at thinkthinkers.com. Thinkers, baby.
Hey, what's up? We're back with Dibs. Man, he's telling us about his journey into the real estate business. He was kind of telling us about how he started to build his market. So tell us a little bit more about your marketing strategy. How did you find your niche?
So I'm not gonna say it's on accident, but what I got tired of is going on listing presentations, going on buyer meetings, and really legitimately not getting the business because of the color of my skin. Nobody outwardly said that, but you look at the presentations because real estate is really small. Everybody knows everybody.
Okay.
So I found out I was losing listing presentations to either a client's family member or a customer's family member, or somebody else at my office that we know doesn't produce as much.
Right.
And it was obvious, I had people acknowledge it, and that's that's the reason. But what I did to overcome that, I was like, all right, well, I can play that game too. I'm a start talking to my people, get them educated, start talking to their friends, their family, and see if I can grow it from there, and just start a referral-based business. And it actually became easier for me to not put on the facade and read from a script, to just talk to my peers. Talking to your peers, they already know you, they already kind of like you, most of them. And what I had to do was just build that trust that 22, 23, 24-year-old agent can succeed and know what he's talking about in the industry, having been in it for 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's important in entrepreneurship. Is, man, every deal is getting you better. Every deal, every customer, even when they say no, every time, every sales call, everything is getting you closer to being the person that you want to be in the business.
Exactly.
Right? And you may have to start off selling houses for $50,000, but eventually you're going to get that $1 million house. And so, I mean, eventually, and so people got to have you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to have confidence. Obviously, he had a lot of confidence in himself. At 22, that's amazing, man, that you were like, I'm going to stick with it. Well, even though you was losing business for reasons that was totally out of your control and shouldn't have happened, you said, you know what? I'm going to figure it out.
But that's what, to your point, you say you started off with the $50,000 house and work your way up to the $1 million. In my case, it was reversed. I started off selling $400,000 houses and had to scale my business down to do more volume.
Okay.
I could sell the $400,000 house, or I can come down here in Detroit University District, Bagley, and sell houses for $100,000 to $150,000, where I go from selling one $400,000 house a year to selling 10, 15, 20, $100,000 houses and make more money.
Yes, exactly, because of the volume.
Right.
Okay, so you kind of, because I mean, another thing that I think what you really saying is the competition went away.
Yep.
See, a lazy real estate agent gonna be a lazy real estate agent even gonna get up for a $400,000.
Oh yeah.
Because once they sell the one $400,000, you know, but right. But if you ready to bust your ass and hustle, then you can sell a bunch of $100,000 houses because the competition's not there. And again,
it's really not.
And again, you know, it's because of your age. You was like, you know what? I'm a change my plan. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I mean, a very famous entrepreneur said, "Yeah, I don't do business plans because nobody follows their business plan. Plus, as soon as you start your business, 90% of your business plan is irrelevant." Yep. And that's the thing. I'm not saying don't do a business plan, but what I'm saying is when things go awry or things don't happen the way you want them to happen, you gotta pivot. You gotta pivot.
You gotta adjust.
All right, man. So, what would be some tips you would give entrepreneurs, or real estate agents, but more so entrepreneurs? What's some tips you would give entrepreneurs in regards to getting started or growing their and scaling their business?
Let me, the camera. Hold on. Budget. Budget's your money. Okay. Separate your personal and your business finances. Okay. Because you can't pay the bills if you ain't got no more money once you get those checks coming in. All right? Separate them. Now, I mean, that's tip number one.
Okay.
Budget and separating your finances. I can't
like
stress
that. I'm an accountant,
enough.
so I like that.
I can't stress that enough. My business completely turned around when I got my commission checks. I stopped paying my rent with them and start paying office rent. You know, that business account is a real motivator when you just let it do its work. Let that money work for you. Pay yourself a salary or a little portion. What I like to do is take a third of my commission check, and that goes to the house. Another third goes to taxes, and then the other third stays in the business for marketing and ads. You know, whatever the business might need. If I need a new phone for the business, I'm pulling it out of that account. So that way, my wife, my daughter, and now my son, they can still eat.
Yes.
They not worried about anything. And once you separate it like that, I walk you into my second tip, which is pay yourself first. You number one. If you can't, you know how you get on the airplane and the flight attendant tells you, all right, put your oxygen mask on before you assist anybody else.
Yes.
That's what you have to do when you're an entrepreneur, because customer needs change all the time. And if you're selling a product or running a business where your customer base has changed, you might go a couple months where you don't have that income. But if you've been steadfast on budgeting your money and paying yourself first, you're not worried about it because you can pivot with the market.
Exactly.
While you developing another product for 3 months, you dipping into this business account to keep you afloat. You know, save. Let me see if I got a third one, because those are just two golden ones that I stick by. Because like I said, when I lost my job, I didn't have anything.
Right. Because you wasn't saying, because you thought you were secure.
Man, I was getting the check, even the checks that I was getting. They ain't nothing compared to what I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I thought, go to work, get a check on Friday, blow it. You know, I spent my first check on a pair of J's in 3 different colors. The same pair of J's. So
right.
just from where I've come from and where I'm going, I'm trying to think of a third tip.
I like your social media. Talk about social media. Talk about having a presence online.
Well, yeah. So having a presence online for me is about authenticity. You know, I see a lot of agent profiles where they, you know, post $1 million homes and look what I did today. And, you know, that's really not what I'm about. I'm about connecting with people online and actually, you know, holding conversations. I don't post a lot of the time because I'm in the DMs.
Okay.
You know, I'm liking other people's pages. You know, I do post, but it's mostly
You using social media to be social?
yeah. It's
What a concept.
So yeah, I'm using social media to be social and build relationships so that I can get the people that, you know, if they follow me, they either know me, they like me, and then once I get one of those two things, I can get them to trust me. But it's about building those relationships. Matter of fact, I think we met on social media.
Yeah, we did. I think it was a combination. We went back and forth on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, okay. One more thing before I let you go. What's your 12-month, 5-year, and 20-year plans?
So over the next year, I'm going to be launching the Resident Group real estate company, where we are adding, in addition to home sales, home purchases, and buyer education.
Wonderful.
We are adding property management services within the next year.
Get it.
I'm looking to hire an administrative assistant, and also 2 agents, 2 full-time buyer agents that will need to be on call. Your leads are set. If it's any agents
Nice.
watching this, we got a nice lead system for you. They'll be given access to the resident suite, which is the system that I built for myself, a fully automated real estate process.
Nice.
Everything from mortgage lending to title work to inspection is all in-house.
Nice.
So that's 12 months. 5 years from now, let me see, I'm 29. No, that's 10 years. Okay. So 5 years, I will be halfway to retirement.
Okay.
The goal is to build this business, automate it, have it fully automated within the 5 years, so that I can go what's called in the MREA, which is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Great book for anybody to pick up. It applies to any business.
Gary Keller?
Gary Keller, there you
Yeah.
go. It applies to any business, but it's for real estate agents.
Yeah.
Applying the principles in that book, I'm going to be what's called at the 7th level.
Okay.
Where I have a fully automated business and I'm just watching my money grow and donating and giving back. So that's 5 years.
So
and
20.
Then 20 years from now, hopefully, you know, the plan is to have 10 to 20 businesses just like it, kind of going the Danny Gilbert route.
Yeah.
Buying any good companies I see. I want to be completely venture capitalism and building partnerships. If I can, in the city of Detroit, but if not, I'll go where the opportunity is.
Wonderful, man. Well, thanks again for coming by.
Appreciate
Hope
you.
you stick around for the rest of our segments. But
Yeah.
man, this is Dibs. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, give them your Twitter, give them your Facebook.
All the same thing, at Dibs the Realtor. You can see any of my other social media handles, like my YouTube page, Facebook personal, and my business page on dibstherealtor.com. Just click the links at the bottom.
All right, man, and we'll be back.
Wazoo Mobile Technologies, connecting businesses and customers at a fraction of the price. Wherever you may go, quickly and easily find and compare deals and businesses with Wazoo. Now with over 20,000 downloads. Set preferences and see the best deals, or see all the new hair and fashion styles on Style Swiper. Browse for new hair and fashion styles, get directions to nearby salons who offer unique styles. Wazoo and Style Swiper from Wazoo Mobile Technologies. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Hey, what's going on? We're back, man. We just had a great interview with Dibs, the owner of the Resident Group. So now that we had this great interview about real estate, we're going to talk about the financial investors tip. All right, brought to you by Financial. So it's regards to real estate and being an investor in real estate. You got to figure out what works for you. You know, he's an agent, but I'm sure that he's also looking at properties and understanding the business. And it's a good way to build passive income. So, do you flip or do you rent? Or are you going to be interested in spending your own cash, or do you want to get some financing in order to do the real estate deal? And then another thing is, are you looking at developments? Maybe you see a piece of land and you like, man, I could build a skyscraper here. Or you the type that, man, I just want it all. I want to set it and forget it and buy some cash flowing property. In your experience, what kind of have you seen investors looking for when they look at real estate?
Man, a little bit of everything. I got some clients that have a really diverse portfolio, everything from apartments to single family homes, and I got some people that just manage one property that's cash flowing for them. Relative left it to them, so they don't owe any money on it, just responsible for the taxes.
Yeah.
You rent one of those out for between $600 and $800 a month of money you have to do nothing for.
Right.
It just makes a lot of sense. My personal plan is, and I probably should have mentioned this in my 5-year tenure, but my personal plan is to acquire 5 properties to match the income that I was making when I had that job that I was fired for.
Yeah.
So if I get 5 properties, split the rent up to equal that amount, that's another way to set yourself up for passive income. There's another great book on that, also by Gary Keller, called Flip.
Okay.
You can pick that up, and it gives you a straightforward, no nonsense, step-by-step way on investing in houses. No matter how much money you got, you can look at houses, you'll be able to evaluate them, and decide whether or not property investments are what you want to do. That's like I said, I got a diverse client portfolio to where they manage everything from large apartment buildings to single family residences, which is the range. You need to buy 1 unit, you need to buy a bunch of units.
Exactly. And I mean, the big thing is just getting started, and also educating yourself. Like you said, read the books. But I mean, there's so much information on YouTube, so much information online about real estate, because it works for a lot of people. And it's something you can do if you are working a job. It is something that you can turn into a full-time business. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really important to understand as much as you can about it, and find good people like Dibs that can help you find a good deal.
And this is the main objection I get about that. Well, I'm working a full-time job. I don't have time to invest in real estate. And that's you limiting yourself. Because if you invest in real estate, the time will come.
Exactly.
With time. You might not start out making $800 a month. Or, I got a deal going right now where a guy is going to make $100 a month for the next 3 years. But once he gets that property paid off, it's an immediate $1,200 income that he doesn't have to work for. It's a cash flowing property. He's making $100 because the mortgage covering the property is $1,100.
Right.
So that $1,100 comes from the people he has renting the property right now for $1,200. They're on a 3-year lease. So as long as they pay their rent on time, he doesn't have to pay anything for this house other than what he put into it for the down payment.
Exactly.
And that's how you passively build income. Because as he's paying that down, as he's paying that mortgage down, he's going to make more and more money every month.
Exactly. Hey, man, he giving it to you straight, man. I got the source right here, man. I got the plug right here. All right. Speaking of plugs, we're going to get into celebrity or sellout. All right. The news, everybody been talking about this crazy dude with rainbow hair, Tekashi 6ix9ine. All right, so to give you a quick background, because you may be living under a rock, this gentleman is from Brooklyn. All right, Brooklyn, New York. He's half Puerto Rican, half Mexican. I think he's 22 years old, probably one of the biggest rappers out of New York right now. And he's been lucky enough to have the feds been following him around for the last couple months. Just got arraigned. His new album features Kanye West, Nicki Minaj. His videos have 300, 500 million views. Just a lot of controversy following this dude. But I think when you talk about the culture, when you talk about finance, of course, if he's this popular, there's a lot of money going into it. And so when you are building your reputation, whatever you're doing, whether it's real estate, accounting, music, you know, you got to be thinking long term, and you got to be thinking about how to protect, or what we used to call our last segment, last episode, securing the bag. Because regardless of how you get to the bag, you know, you got to be able to keep it.
Right.
Right? And the feds can freeze your accounts, as we've seen.
All of it.
Right?
Watch Power. I saw what they did.
Exactly. So, I mean, for somebody who has seen success so quick, like overnight, like real overnight success, but there's some pains with that, because his crew is coming after him, probably trying to kill him, and now they get the opportunity to rat on him and say he did all types of crazy stuff. But it's the life he chose.
It's over for him.
So, I mean, you know, you may like his music, and somebody inside the prison might like his music too. Unfortunately for him. And he got rainbow hair, so they might like that as well.
With 6'9" tatted.
With a 6'9" tatted on his face. So, think about your decisions. Think about the decisions you make as you grow your brand. All right? You know what I'm saying? That's probably the funniest celebrity sellout we've ever done. But I mean, it is what it is. So leave it in the comments. Is Tekashi 6ix9ine a celebrity, or is he a sellout, or is he gonna have to bail out? Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to thank Dibs for coming through again, man. I really appreciate you. You kind of kicking off this second season, man. I mean, as soon as I got your DM, I let Wolf know what was popping. I'm like, you know what? It's time for the second season. We about to get this thing rolling. I'm really excited. So this is a good way to kick off things. You know, real estate is a great way to generate cash flow. All right, learn the business, right? And if like Div said, no college degree, you know what I'm saying, but you gotta learn sales, all right? So you gotta put some time and some effort into it.
And that's really with anything. Educate yourself to be the best in whatever you're doing. I don't care. I mean, I flipped burgers at McDonald's. I was the best fry cook they had. They had me running the grill by myself. I know what y'all going through.
Exactly.
Just be the best at whatever you do.
I like that. So we're going to end with that. Dibs, give them your information again. Let them know how to reach you.
Yeah, you can reach me on any social media platform at Dibs the Realtor, or visit my website, dibstherealtor.com.
All right, man. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Peace out, and go get that cash flow.
I introduce you to Ace. Ace, let's get money.